Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and Search Press said, hey, we got some new books coming out and we know you need to use some yarn. So here you go. And today we're going to be looking at the Granny Squares Bible. 110 designs to mix, match, and crochet. So stay tuned. I love my publishers because you know what? I mean, we love yarn. We love yarn, but what are you going to do with it? You got to get books for it. And recently I did a big, huge clean through of my bookshelf because I was like, there's some books in here that I've just never really used, that I know myself and I'm not going to use them. So I got some fantastic books recently that I wanted to make room for. This being one of them. So this came to us from Search Press. This is coming out September 30th of this year. So it's going to be a brand new book, and it has 110 Granny Square designs. Now I have had some Granny Square books, and I love the versatility. I love finding new Granny Square ideas. This comes out from Search Press. It's not an author. It's direct from Search Press. All right, and they recently did one that's coming out about the same time on knitting stitches, making a big, like a quilt, if you will. So the fashion of Granny Squares for Granny Squares is inherited from the crocheters of the 1960s. We know that. It's kind of retro, but it's sticking. Granny Squares are not going anywhere, people. They are sticking around. The fashion sense, they've been around for the last, really strong, probably the last 5 to 7 years. They're not going anywhere. All the fashion designers, all the papers say, they're sticking around. We might be changing up how we see them, but they're sticking around. So doing yourself a Granny Square, and they're so much fun. Like you do it, you finish, you got the colors, and then you move on. And that's what I love about Granny Squares. You can't really get tired of them. So here we're talking about the yarn, and then we're getting into the stitches. Here are some symbols, abbreviations, love it. Talking about the yarn, the hooks, so some basic information in the front. Wonderful. Slip knot. Some of your basic stitches, double crochet, slip stitch, extended double crochet, half double crochet. Love them. Trebles, chains, moving through all, how many? Okay, so there's quite a few. There's a whole section here. Magic ring, always a good stitch to learn how to do. Increases and decreases, half double or half treble cluster, popcorn stitches. Wow, okay, this is going to be a great reference book. Similar to the Knit Bible, this is the Crochet Granny Square Bible. And this is one that definitely I would say you want to keep around, because I had so many books that have a little bit of stitches over here, a little bit of stitches over here. But sometimes the writing, the instruction isn't always consistent, or maybe you're trying to find it on YouTube. And I know because I'm a YouTuber. And you want to find one-stop shop. Where's the one place I can go to get all the information that I need and know that it's consistent and know that it's accurate. And so it's nice when you find one thing. Like this book can sit next to me while I'm watching TV, like in my yarn stash. Here's a ball of yarn, here's a book. What am I going to do today? Blocking. So one thing that I'm not a big fan of doing, but you know you got to do it, especially when it comes to Granny Squares, because you want to make sure they're square. They're not granny oblongs. They're not granny triangles, unless that's what you're trying to make. They're squares, like that guy there in the back. All right, joining as you go. Ooh, now that's fantastic, because that is, as I'm going through my Project Welcome Home blankets, and Mumsy went and took some stitches, thank you, or some squares, and she's making them. She's like, I don't remember how we did this. And the join as you go is the way that I do it, and it's nice to have it here in place as opposed to having to go find a video, flip it around, and watch it over and over and over again, and then have your battery die, and it's a whole thing. I don't need to get into that with you. Flower garland, cool. Joining flowers, so that's interesting. Geometric motifs, how you join those. A scarf project, love it. Great little, it's not a peacoat, it's just a little chain on the edges. Granny Squares, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Yeah, this stuff's fun too, but Granny Squares. All right, so here we are. A light square. A dahlia square, and now we're getting into some of the flowers, and these books are pretty dense and big, so I'm going to kind of flip it. Dahlia square, moon, orange, rhubarb tart. Okay, that's pretty specific, but I like it. That has a little bit of variegated yarn in the middle, and then 2 colors on the outside. This is definitely a scrap buster kind of a book. Asteroid square, macaw square, hyacinth square, peach melba. Goodness gracious, there's a lot, 110 to be exact. Marigold, Zesty popcorn, that's cute. Pea square with some variegated yarn in the middle, love it. A sun square. Fuchsia flower square. It takes me probably anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes to make a granny square, depending on the complexity of the square. So I would be maybe doing one of these a night. That would be my goal. Let's do one of these a night, and then let's pick up another square and do another one of these a night, and so on and so forth. Cloud square, rain shower, cathedral square. Love that. Very pretty. I like the contrast there. Super simple technique, but great impact. I like that. That's interesting. A cross square. I haven't done anything quite like that. Superstar square. Okay, love it. Red rose. Adorable. Corolla square. A little bit muted. That's okay. Oh, the mini granny square. That's a square and a square, friend. Calabash square. Nice. Okay. The Torador square. The lilac square. Ooh, pretty. 3-stripe. Isn't it funny how just sometimes the simplest thing just makes you go, oh, that's a beautifully blocked square right there. That's a thing of beauty. Double treble square. So you got the double crochet trebles in the middle and then the doubles on the ends. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's triple, double, triple, double, triple. I think that's what we're looking at. The treble square. Checkerboard, yep. Filet, love me some filet crochet. The glitzy square. Tunisian. Okay. Now, Tunisian is something that I really need to wrap my head around. I've been trying to conquer it several times. Every year I'm like, I'm going to do it this year. And I'm going to do it next year. So this could be my year. 2026 could be my Tunisian square year. Fireworks square. That is just basically a series of shell stitches. Great. Plaid square. Cool. Liking it. Vichy square. That's just a, what do they call that? Lemon stitch? Lemon peel stitch? Festoon square. Chevron. That's easy, but it's so impactful. And it's kind of retro too. Cookie square. This also is very retro. Fluorescent wave. Got it. Love it. Pretty. Poncho square. That's very retro poncho look. Shawl square. Waves square. Love it. 3D square. That's just got some popcorns in the middle. Bubble square. Yep. Kahuna square. Peacoat. Hay square. Rattan. That's just some basket weave in a different style. Moss stitch. Yep, trellis, love it. Good heavens, you guys are so many in here. I'm only on page 168 out of 287. There's a lot of pages in here. Now we got some shaped motifs. Okay, so we have the squares. Now we're moving into the hexagons. Love it. Softy hexagon. A little bit of a round. Lutra hexagon. Flower hexagon. That's kind of like the, what do they call it? The African violet, I think it is. Aster hexagon. 2-color hexagon. African flower. There you go. That's it. Alpine aster. Peony. 1-color hexagon. Amazonian hexagon. Daisy hexagon. French marigold hexagon. I've actually never put squares and hexagons or other shapes together. Frangipani. Cute. Dahlia. Love it. Chrysanthemum. Morning glory. Okay. Jasmine oval. Gotta love it. Isosceles triangle. That's something the Brit would get behind. He's a total isosceles triangle fanatic. Trio of triangles. Diamond trios. That's just increases and decreases. I worked with a band back in Nashville years ago called Diamond Rio. You might know about them. That's a past life. We don't have to get into that. Posies. Flowers. I'm not talking about my past life. Mandevilla. Bellis. Beautiful flowers. So this book is great because I have some crochet books just on flowers. I have some just on motifs. I have some just on squares. So it's nice to have them all together. And again, you know the instructions are going to be consistent because it's all from the same place. Ooh, orchid. I have never, ooh, that's a really pretty one. Interesting. Wow, I've never tried that before, but that is definitely going in my, yep, gotta try this one. A double star, okay. Flax flower, that's pretty. These are cute, the little peacoat flowers. These would be sweet on like edges of a shawl or a blanket. A wallflower, a pom-pom flower. That looks deceptively difficult, but it's actually not. It's very easy because it just makes the yarn twist. A blue poppy, a hollyhock. I can't speak to the accuracy of the shape of the flower because I have to like look at pictures of flowers, but I think these are pretty accurate. Delphinium, a sparkle, cool. A sun, got it. A poppy, I have made those before. Beautiful, so pretty, so simple. Daylily, clematis. We have a clematis tree in the back, or a plant rather. His name is Daniel. He blooms every day. He's gorgeous. I name all my plants. Don't judge. I'm not talking about my past, and I'm not talking to you about why I name all the plants. Snowflakes, silver rose, very pretty. Christmas rose, also beautiful. They're using a lighter yarn here, like a kind of a fluffy, some kind of an acrylic. Beautiful. Zinnia, again, deceptively easy. Peony, so cute. Oat flower. Gazania. Anemone. Yep. Coral, beautiful. That's very pretty. Very, very pretty. A starfish. And then we got the glossary. Oh, and then we got all the index of the pictures. Wow. Okay. So this is not the same as the book, the Knitting Bible that they just came out with, because that one you're putting together a blanket, a quilt. This is just the different squares, the hexagons, the flowers, the circles, the whatever, that you can then add to your own, using your own application, whether you want to make a scarf. But it did talk about here in the beginning how to assemble them, which is, when did that come in? So that would be, here you go. So you've got your motifs joining the flowers, and then your scarf project. So it does give you the applications, but then how you would join them. So these are different possible layouts that you could use with the circles, the hexagons, the diamonds, all different sort of things like that. So this is great. It gives you a little bit more creative freedom, but it's a great reference book. This is going to be kind of like a reference book, a Bible. Aha, there you go. It's called a Bible. And this is going to be going on my shelf because now I've made room with all the books. I'm like, I'm never going to read this book. I mean, how many books on zombies, crocheting, or knitting zombies do you need? One, pretty much. All right, well, this is my look through of the brand new book out by Search Press that's coming out September 30th. This is the Granny Squares Bible, 110 Designs to Mix, Match, and Crochet by Search Press. Thank you, Search Press. Thank you for sharing this with me so that I can then share it with my friends. I really appreciate this, and this is a great book. This is definitely taking up front and center on my bookshelf, and you can find it on my bookshelf on bookshop.org. You know, that is my new go-to place for all these amazing books that I'm getting from David and Charles and Search Press and all the other publishers, even books that are from other publishers that I've used and loved. They're on that shelf as well. So I will include the link below for that. If you haven't already subscribed, if you just found us, thank you so much. Just hit that like and subscribe button. It doesn't take much. It's just one little click. Boom, that's it. Share us with your friend, and please like the video because that actually helps us get up in the rankings so that more people can find us. Thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and as always, I'll see you soon.